Welcome to the deep woods in North Florida. They're everywhere. Welcome, fellow earth dwellers. you never know what you're going to hear when you tune in here.
That's a fact.
But you know, we've been out here a long time, and when you don't see a whole lot of people and you don't talk to a whole lot of people, you kind of go a little nutty, right? Yeah. Anyway, I used to not be nutty. I used to be a power driving assault weapon. But anyway, so what we're going to do, I'm going to talk to you just a little bit about the progress we've made on, you know, our raised bed. Okay, one of our previous videos we talked about cutting up all the wood pallet, you know, making I guess a square out of it.
Randy wants to know why I'm laughing. Y'all, this looks so jakey. I'm not lying, it looks so jakey. I'm sure it's gonna work, and it's gonna work just fine. Once we get that plastic in there, you'll never see any of that, and it's gonna get filled with dirt, and it's gonna accomplish what I want it to accomplish, so good on you.
And what we did is we took the wood pallets and we lined it with plastic. Heavy plastic. And we put 2 layers in it because we wanted the plastic to function as kind of like a pool liner, right? And so after we got the liner or the plastic onto the wood pallets, Tammy went like a week or so ago and got a mess of this fill dirt. Yeah, my brain ain't working right now. So we got this fill dirt, and then what we did is we filled it up about, I guess you're gonna have to say about 90%. Right? And we got it all leveled out. I also built a filter sock to go down inside of the raised bed, and I put a piece of PVC into it at a certain level, so the bottom of this raised bed will always have about that much water in it. Okay?
We're hoping. That's the plan.
That's the plan. But you know, I did kind of dig down in this today while you was gone because I was getting it all resituated and reorganizing the pipe, and the water was at the level of the pipe. Okay. So, and today also while she was gone, I had to add some more dirt into the raised bed. And what eventually started happening is the water started trickling out of my little pipe contraption down there, what I call an exfiltration system. You know, the water goes into the sand, it bleeds through the sand filter or, you know, the filter fabric into a cavity, and then it drains out through the pipe. So we're hoping that is what is going to keep this raised bed permeating with moisture to help these plants grow phenomenally. That's the goal. And if we don't succeed, then we failed.
Yeah, we'll try again next year.
We'll try again next year. But you know, honestly, guys, I really do want to tell you that, you know, I mean, the wood pallets to build this bed wasn't just to build this bed to make it seem like this extravagant repurposed. I much rather would have preferred to be able to go out and buy the material or to purchase, you know, some raised beds for this right here so it could be permanent. You know, we're not as fortunate as some channels, you know, who get callings and they just send them raised beds because they got a lot of viewers or whatever. But maybe one day, right? But so what we're going to do now is Tammy went and she got a little bit of some potting soil, and she's just going to dress out the top of this, and she's got some plants going here. I'm going to let her kind of explain that all to you, and I'm going to go sit down because I'm whooped. Okay?
Yeah, it's late in the day. We're tired. We still got it to do.
Yeah, well, you know, while you was out riding around in air conditioning in the Tahoe, I was out here sweating my little tail off. And you want to talk about being a redneck? My neck is fried. Yeah. I am toast, and I've had enough. And so I'll just let you go at it. But I just, I don't know if you can see it. I think you can see a little bit of it, but that trellis, I think it's going to actually turn out pretty good, hon. I really like it.
All right, the main reason for me wanting this trellis in the first place is that I have a really hard time growing anything that vines on the ground out here. You know, either the bugs eat it or it gets so dry and it's just bad. You know, I might have got 20 cucumbers last year off of this many plants. It was just terrible, terrible. You know, besides the egg issue last year, I mean, the stuff that I did get in the ground that did at least do something, whatever. We're gonna, you know, this should solve that. Hopefully this solves that. And so what these are is, these are pickling cucumbers. These are national pickling. And I've generally, you know, whenever I had something for them to grow on, had good luck with them. I also have some Arkansas little leaf pickling cucumbers over there, and if we can get that side over there filled and done in time for me to do them, then that'd be great. If not, I'll try again in the fall and try to get a fall harvest, because this is Florida and we can do that sometimes. So that we're going to shoot for that. But right now what we're going to do is, I always put 2 or 3 seeds in each cup. That way at least one I'm sure to germinate. And I wanted a dozen plants, so I put 3 in each one. And see, like this one, only 1 came up. That one down there, only 1 came up. But what I'm going to do is take the best of the 3 and then whack off the other 2 and then plant the 1. Okay, and since I have 3 in here and I only want 1, and I don't want the plants to go through transplant shock, I'm just going to go in here, and I know this looks awful, but we're just going to snip 2 of them off and leave 1 to grow. That way I don't have to mess with that root ball at all. I'm just going to take it out and put it right in the ground. Oh, and another thing, I'm going to start over here, because on either end I'm going to put a cantaloupe, just because I can. And I got them started already. But we're going to start with these. And what I'm going to do is make me a nice big hole. Because this is just basically fill dirt, sand, I'm going to put a little potting mix in there, and then I'm going to put my plant down. All right, this bed is like 90% fill dirt, because that's what we could afford. And then we have rabbit and chicken poo, and we went over and got that and put the other put that in here, and then I just took my hands while it was wet and just mashed and mashed and mashed and got it all in here. But I'm still really kind of leery. So what I did was I went and bought a few bags of potting mix, but I'm not going to waste that potting mix doing this whole thing. I'm just going to put a little in the hole with each plant, and hopefully for this year that'll suffice. All right, what I'm going to do is just take a good double scoop like that. I feel like that's really all I need. I got that nice root ball in there. Gonna slide that in. And just lightly pat that down. 1 in, 11 to go. Now, this may not be the right way, but this is my way right now. And I am nearly done, and I'm already happy. So that's all that matters. I'm happy. Last one. And then I'm gonna put in those couple of cantaloupes. And obviously y'all can tell this is really wet. Okay, well, we didn't have any rain for about a week and a half already, and in order to make sure that this bed was going to do what we wanted it to do and wick the water or hold water, so this is really saturated, and we're not going to have to water. I'm not even going to water these plants in at all. I'm just going to let the water that's already here soak in. These honestly are my absolute favorite flowers. I love zinnias. I got them planted in between my squash over there and between my zucchini. And I have some marigolds, but the marigolds are reserved for over there by my tomatoes. I'm gonna put marigolds and basil by my tomatoes in hopes that the nematodes will leave my tomatoes alone. Also, like, I can sit on this. Isn't that cool? Yeah, I can sit down while I'm working. If this works, this is awesome. And we will do some more raised beds if this works, because sitting is way better than bending. My zinnias, I'm planting 18 inches apart, about the same as I did the squash, but I'm alternating in between. Well, this one didn't get alternated, but for the most part, I'll alternate them. And then, you know, zinnias only get maybe this tall and put out loads and loads and loads of flowers. And they're cheap. I mean, you can get zinnias at the dollar store, two packs for $1. So, you know, I mean, you can get fancier ones, but, and I don't know, I probably have 4 or 5 different varieties of zinnias because I love them so much, and I just stick them everywhere. And I keep the seeds, and then these may not all even be the same, you know. They may come up and be all different kinds of zinnias, which would be even better for me, yeah. But let's keep going.
Well, fellow earth dwellers, thank you for joining us on our growing session. Tammy, she's really happy about her plants. And go ahead and tell. I asked her, you know, with her plant placement and everything that she did in there, if that was her vision.
Yes, that is my vision. That's what I saw, and we'll keep you updated as it climbs that trellis, and as my zinnias start to bloom. And I'm going to put some pole beans in there, not too many. I don't want to crowd it, but Randy loves pole beans, and I love bush beans. So since I'm dedicating a whole row to bush beans, he at least needs to get some pole beans.
Yeah, guys. Also, Tammy said she thought she might put some carrots in there.
And I think I'll just run a little row of carrots in there.
I mean, she doesn't. She said it might be too late.
I'm sure it's too late for Florida to put in carrots, but I'm thinking because the sun rises in the east and then sets in the west, that for most of the day, once this gets covered, that these will be shaded, and so they won't get quite so hot. So it's worth a shot. It's worth a shot. I have the space, and it's worth a shot.
Yeah, we'll probably try some other things in there too. Okay. I ain't got nothing else to say.
Okay. Then say bye.
You're excited about that, aren't you?
Yeah, say bye.
Yeah, bye.
See you in the next video. Like, subscribe, and share.